Moshi Moshi Miami Gamers, and welcome back to Genshin Impact. A sudden accident occurred after seeing of the magic show, and the chosen audience member is also known to be found. All indication points to Lyney and Lynette, but you have your doubts. Today's episode, we're gonna wait until the trial, which is happening right now. Why do you exist? Open the gate! So sad that he's doing some. Now, the courthouse is unveiled. Now, what's gonna happen?
What do we do? The whole situation is so confusing.
But let's take things step by step.
Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lyney and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
Yeah. Now, the case started. Here we go. Oh,
finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
if we could go up here, I would like that.
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed.
No.
That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Just you wait.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Lyney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Lyney clearly reveals the detail of the magic. Everybody honest is stunned.
Thank you, Mr. Lyney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Lyney is clearly lying.
You just JoJo posing all of a sudden?
There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so?
Oh my God.
If I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
I'm loving this transition.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
No. How could Lyney not know about that sound?
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
Oh, what?
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Though they probably represent the Oracle stands on the trial.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
The House of the Hearth?
They'll... Fatui? Wait a damn minute.
No wonder they did something like this.
No, no, no.
So the
Hold
serial
up.
disappearances were the Fatou's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
Glowing?
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
No.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy. Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
That is like Saku's thing in Naruto, if you guys watched that. Lyney.
Hey, Lyney, why didn't you tell us this before?
Lyney are Fatui.
Order! Order! Mr. Lyney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points.
I don't want to speak about the leaks though. I'm not speaking about it because I know about this.
First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
I was just huddling like, don't you dare making fun of my boy! There's no doubt about the matter of being Khan's other. Given how Lyney has constantly his identity, this could all have been set up beforehand. Plus, Child is here and following along the other house of pursuit. There must be some schemes at work here. I've been involved in such schemes before, and now...
Please answer my question, Mr. Lyney.
I will answer the question!
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
Ooh.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Permission to speak, Your Honor!
Granted.
Thank you, Captain Levi. My client has withheld some key information.
In that case, what is your request?
I request a brief acknowledgement. There are things that must be discussed.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
Shut the fuck up! I got the answer.
The defendant received their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say!
Like, shut up!
Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Lyney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought.
Yes!
In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Oh, both laugh. Oh, that's impressive. I love it. While Cole and Joseph, you meet with Lyney Lynette backstage in the Opera House.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no. It's okay.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
But how can we know that this isn't all just another lie?
Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but...
Where did you actually go while the trick was being performed?
Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now.
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
And what did you find?
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground. But the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
But why do you want to understand how the Oracle operates?
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in the facts. Okay. I mean, I like saying what was in Shoma, so I believe the judgment will be dispensed as it should.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Actually, we already have the key evidence we need.
Huh?
The adjustment is almost over. Let's get back.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Lyney claims that he headed to the chamber containing the Oracle core upon entering the tunnel and did not witness the crime taking place, and thus did not hear the dud. Good! He didn't hear them joining us. Lyney claims to have heard him shoot his voice within the chamber that housed the Oracle core within the Opera House underground structure. More Daken Whoop execution. You know, this is like Daken Whoop all over again. Alright, trial continue! Damn, this all trial thing happening right now is... The brief urgency ends and the nail-biting trial we renounce.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial.
Objection!
When last we left off, Mr. Lyney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention, at this stage, let's revisit that scene from Lyney's perspective.
Ooh, so she's like, objective! Based on alternate account events, you intended for the lead statements. Use evidence includes obtained during the events to return any because I can't read that part. Facts and replace them with new influence. Use it to cover the audience and obtain more support from the people. The OLOY will display this shift clearly. When you find the recruits all incorrect content, you'll complete the circle for to reveal the truth. This is all Daken Whopper!
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel.
Yeah?
When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud.
That looks like a lie to me!
He did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the Opera House, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound.
That part is true. This is like a Daken Whopper thing where at the end of the class trial, you have to complete the story, finish the story, and then execution happens, bam.
Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making or change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her.
People say that in the Otaku about it, Lyney is capable of doing this, but actually, nah, he didn't do such things. I don't believe so.
Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Lyney red-handed.
I don't think so!
So Lyney proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Lyney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
The key
Objection!
to Lady Farina is the order of events, what Lyney experienced and what he saw.
Okay. Late entertainment cannot begin. The last song was from Lyney and House's fight, but Lyney claimed that he heard nothing about the Oracle of the Truth. Lyney now called out using the face to move her clothes to prevent her from being identified. And him being like, ooh, titties. However, was Lyney really the tunnel at the time? I don't think so. Cartwheel walked into Lyney, so the latter knocked him out with the vase, leading into the victim's deaths. The existing evidence indicated that when Lyney returned to the tunnel, the crimes had already taken place and all Lyney saw was nothing! A mega design make pop actually caused the water tank to crash down to make everything seem like an accident. Lyney's... The last one from Lyney and House's fight, but Lyney claimed that he heard nothing more to cover the truth. I'm gonna say it's probably this one. Okay. Oh wait, hold up. So I could choose. Oh wait, so it's not different choices. Okay. Anything is due. Lyney entered the tunnel. The count began. Hold up. Like he answered, came containing all the core upon into the tunnel and witnessed the crime taking place. And thus did I hear a dud. Hold up. Let me check all these evidence. So this is all 5.
Seems this won't produce a particularly effective rebuttal.
It's good he'll Aether speak doing this. Let me saying something. Thank you, Zach. I'm gonna say this is probably the one. Yeah!
According to Lyney, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Right! Lyney knocked Vasey out using the vase and removed her clothes to prove that. Oh yeah, wait. This one, right? The clothes belonged to Hershey. The lady who went missing were found in the tunnel. The reason for the rain unknown. Lyney must have been very confused when he saw them.
Seems this won't produce...
Not the clothing point? Really? Hold up. No, it's not that one. Then, doing those are not the main audience members heard. Wait. You're saying it's probably... I'm gonna say this is probably the dud part. Let me pick this one. Many duds. No, not that one. I mean, at least there's no HP going down and taking wallpaper because that pissed me off. Like, really? You're gonna kill me like that? Enter the tunnel. Let's see. That's why I've been picked. No one left the Opals doing the magic show? Yeah, I think that's the point. No? Let's see. The voices. The evidence came that when Lyney returned to the tunnel, the crime had been taking place all Lyney saw was... I'm gonna say clothes. Yeah, there you go.
Lyney did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Only aftermath, that's true. Alright. We got that down. So, hold up, let me back us up real quick. Damon's design magic prop activated, causing the water tank to crash down, being the lucky accident. Let's see. Underground structure. Maybe? Doing the switch phones, there was always something many audience member heard. Nope, maybe this one? No! So it's none of those. You saying it's none of those? I'm guessing it's not any of those. I guess it's only these two. Lyney enters the tunnel as the countdown begins. Lyney claims to hear the machine's voice within the chamber of the house to alcohol koi, or doing the switch performance and all the stuff the audience member heard. Is it not that one? Hold up. How come just only these 3 that got cases, not those 2? So this is nothing then apparently. So however, was Lyney in town at that time? Let's see. Lyney claims to hear the mysterious voices. That's one thing.
Lyney went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. this is the actual truth.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say!
Detective Paimon on the case!
When the countdown started, Lyney did indeed go into the tunnel, but he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored.
He was not being sus!
Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time.
I like in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
Yeah! Successful repetition! At least there's no like HP going down doing this. I would like that.
Paimon did it!
She's
Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
You're blushing, you sit with that goofy glasses.
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
No.
That's right!
Moreover, I believe my opposition reasoning is flawed.
My reasoning?
The onstage equipment was clearly tampered with in a premeditated fashion.
If that's the case, then if Carol hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Lyney only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
Yeah!
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around. Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
How will you fill Lenny's alibi intentionally?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Your claim has also become a critical clue. Obstruction! Oh wait, I get to pick who? What? Really? Wait, what do I pick? Do I pick? Hey, no. Apparently, what do you pick? What do you pick from one of these? Oh, so these ones. Hold up. So let's see. I could pick. Oh, okay, I get it. These two you could pick. Let's see. Hashi is missing person. She's a famous painter and came to watch the match show in order to take a break from her own career work. She isn't known to have been encouraged in the quality of any of the members of Lenny's magic troops.
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? Paimon thinks there's something off here.
Okay, because Paimon is the type where she could change the time well. Whoop! Nothing happened. Okay, I'm gonna say this then. No one left the opera house during the magic show, and after the incident happened, only those who are identified cleared by the guards could leave.
Are you sure we don't need to give this more
Okay, you're right, Paimon. I'll say this one then. During the switching performance, there were an audience dump and many others never heard.
That's right! Lyney wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance.
Maybe the box was soundproof?
This means that when the crime happened, Lyney had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played. To think you'd use such logic.
Ooh.
Well then, if it wasn't Lyney who committed the crimes, then who was it?
The murderer was... Wait, we're gonna dig this door already? Okay, select the key icons in the interface to check the corpus case question. Select answers and fill the empty gales to verify the correction of your deduction. If you have made mistakes, you must make another sentence from the remaining options. Once you have answered all the questions correctly, you can complete this logic claim. Oh, the Guardian even report incident the fire was released near the end of the show. It did the burning through the rope suspense the water tank above the stage. This caused the water tank to fall and kill Cole in the box below. If Lyney is no longer under sussiness, only the one of the truth has been trampled the props. Yet it gave details according to how the trick was supposed to work by using the box inside a box. The idea was the box containing was audience members to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Lyney himself would also use the tunnel to get to the other side. Having changed her outfit, Lily and her assistants would take charge of on-stage interactions. The clothes belonged to Huxley, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. It's like the clear information. Who's the person who committed the crime? I feel like it's probably him.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Hold up.
Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility?
Maybe.
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along? Could there have been a third?
I'm gonna say this one. Nah. Okay. So I'm picking you.
Name is Cowell.
I'm picking you. Hey! Okay, got it.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious? The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Oh, wait. How could we investigate Lyney has been able to defeat interact with the crimes? Can I? Shit.
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey?
Let me click all those weed.
The deceased's name is Cowell.
I mean, we know about that part.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must have been some fear that she would attract attention. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
Okay.
Lyney was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Lyney as well.
That's true.
No one entered or left.
I also used that clue.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there.
This one too.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped.
I'm picking this one. And I'm gonna say...
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing...
Ooh, okay, not right. Okay,
Lyney was not in the
I'm gonna say
pick
pick Lyney for this part. That's one thing.
No one entered or...
We couldn't leave or exit out. That's one thing. That's true.
The sound we heard may have come from
a clash. Where did the missing Huxley go?
It would have been tough for both...
Lyney's right! Okay. How can I prove there was an accident in the tunnel? Oh, I should have read that part! Wait, hold on.
The deceased's name is...
No, hold
It
up.
would have been tough for both...
Both people to find the tunnel. Who's the primary suspect currently?
The deceased's name is...
Yeah? Where did the missing Huxley go? Missing Huxley go?
Halsey's clothing was in the...
The clothing? Okay, we got the two right. Okay.
The sound we heard may have come from...
And here's the clear part, and...
No one entered or left...
And the opera house. Wait, there's one of the clues. The crowd has been understood the method behind Lyney's magic, and it must be in the process of using all of the equipment. Leaving aside how he died, Kura had all the means to commit the crime after the dissolval. The strange noise could have likely been the sound of Carver and Huxley struggling. Lyney was not in the tunnel at 1 minute. This would have given time for Carver to bring Huxley out of the magic box in the audience stands. But according to the Guardian's testimony, no one entered or left the opera house, so even if I haven't taken her, there'll be no means of exiting. Exiting from the box would have been filled with views. The audience pretty much got a team that they would have been discovered.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Where in the world did Huxley go?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Escaping from the water tank. Wait, could I have been the water?
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents. But do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Hold on a second! Objection!
Lyney was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
That's one
The sound
thing.
we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
Yeah?
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Yes. Where did the missing Hershey go? The
The vase
vase!
was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
Yeah! Water! Correction! Objection! That's what's going on.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
I request that we examine Caldwell's personal effects.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Lyney already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about 2 completely different things.
Even so, I trust the traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
Time, a girl returned with news.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are... water from the Primordial Sea.
The Primordial Sea?
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowl was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order!
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results. But we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Lyney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
The liquid the guards found in Caldwell's luggage seemed to have ability to dissolve Fontaines into waters. Oh shit, who's the person currently? Yeah, okay, we know it's him. What did the culprit use to control the timing of the dissolution?
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism.
The control of the dissolve. I'm gonna say it's part of the hook thing. What item did the club use to dissolve Hushily?
The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box.
I'm thinking it's that one too. What item did the club use to hide the men behind the crime?
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this?
It's one of those two.
There was something else within the inner layer of that box.
It's probably that one. Oh shit! I was right! First try, let's go. I didn't think I'll get that right though. That was crazy. Just read the questions, you might get the clues right. That's it.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again!
Karichu!
In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Do he understand? Balance.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Oh my god, I do feel that way with her now. I'm like, yes, I was like, did she falsely accuse someone without evidence, by the way?
No. It seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case, and we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Lyney's personal effects.
What? That can't be. Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Uh-oh!
Lyney did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowl then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Lyney desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowl out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. As much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization.
Oh, shit.
Am I right, Mr. Lyney?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end of the road?
Shit.
Oh no! Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
I think we've all seen enough now. And we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale.
Please be BS. Please be BS.
Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout, and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Lyney, if you would be so kind.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lyney and Lynette, give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
Is this gonna help?
And voila. Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl. I admit it.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt.
What?
I heard that Lyney's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before.
Oh, wait, did I see her before in the beginning?
But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lyney was the one who caught me in the act.
Oh, right! I remember, okay.
Hey! No wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief! Lyney even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
If they're a practice hand at Carterments, probably.
But I swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Yeah! Now it's time to equate the Hydra Archon Performance reason.
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lily-Ann's perspective.
Yeah! Time to bite back! Aether's turn! Okay, we know this part. Devices to ensure those on is dumped up. No broken vase. The clothes that belong to Hushi. Let's see. How Hush had that? Let's see. The vase, right? Or was it? No, not the vase. Clothing. Really? Not the clothing. A fight did break out. Maybe it's that point. I don't feel like bring everything again because it's like too much for me to read. They knocked out Carl. Then what did Hushi do? Wait. This one? Seriously? This is like too much to... I'm just gonna click do away. Screw and fuck that. Like, Clothing.
Lily-Ann was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
Oh wait, as she was left from the audience, she has been lost in the outer gaze. She was scared she would have discovered every chance to leave and choose to change clothes to hide in the tunnel. Emerged the pop that fast because they wanting to crash down. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put the hook one. Not the hook, you serious? Let's see. I'm clicking all these. Because I don't care anymore. Okay, the case is closed, so that one doesn't count as all. So this one right here, the wolf has hold up. Back up. How would Hushi have react when the water fell from the furnace sign began to trickle in? Probably a dud. Yeah.
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lily-Ann's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
As the water from the furnace ceiling flooded in, Lyney mistakenly thought she was about to be arrested, and so broke out of the box and made strain, causing a loud sound. Like, ouch. Okay. Instead, there was a... Did I people in the face yet? Okay.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but it was smashed during the struggle between Lily-Ann and Cowell.
Hey! Okay.
Having been selected out of the blue, Lily-Ann panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lily-Ann had not dissolved. He did not know that Lily-Ann was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lily-Ann back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lily-Ann came out on top, knocking Cowell out and putting him in the box. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
That's correct. That's right. Successful refutation. That is correct.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days!
How she eat?
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
How? I never noticed that.
All the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story. Bravo! Bravo!
Yay! Comes to a conclusion, right?
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No. I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Wow! Look at that! She's like a deflated balloon now!
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Lyney, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Lyney, the accused, is in fact innocent.
Yeah!
While there is much in Lyney and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case at least can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
You are not... That was like a Honkai Star Whirlpool, what the hell? That is so cool. Not guilty.
Such, Lyney and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Acknowledge us!
Great work, partners.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Let's not celebrate just yet.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Lyney's baggage?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dare to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Lyney, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Lyney, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes! I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent mora off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about.
Oh shit! Was that Felina's doing? He turned into water?
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Shit. However, Lyney has found a scene of perf in the liquid left behind after Vunga dissolved. Wait, was that her doing, or was that from the liquid that happened?
So, we're just going back now?
The problem seems to have been solved for now.
That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Lyney...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
I just didn't wish to see anyone to be falsely accused.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Lyney this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all.
Ah, that's why! I know the backstories of those three. From his Papa too, right? Well, though from orphans?
That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
Who's the Knave again?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past.
Go on.
When our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets.
Oh.
To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks.
Yeah?
I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
Mm-hmm.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me.
What?
I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care. And they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
So that's what happened after. So what happened after that?
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood. And the knave, standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles, but she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
The knave is after the Genesis, isn't she?
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Sarita to first use the Gnosis' power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
No, that makes sense actually. I wouldn't her to do that.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. We won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
Komenasai.
It's alright. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Lyney.
I understand.
Bye, Lyney!
Aww. So I'm just gonna leave the opera house just like... Are they still staying there? Nope, never mind. Hey, damn, this is... Damn. So that's... Huh. Oh, right, the poor lady!
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too?
I'm sorry, Navia.
Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
I was only trying to defend Lyney.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
Ah, I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
Don't say that, Navia.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too.
Hmm.
It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer. Sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Let's go have the meal then.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navia's treating, count Paimon in!
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
All right then, let's have our farewell meal.
Yeah! Oh! That's all the end. Wait. There's a part 2 in this quick. Go to the workshop. There's a part 2 of this? When wait a minute. Okay, so there is an act 2. Well, there's a part 2 of this quest then. I am not completely done with this. Oh. And Lyney got a story quest. Oh. Alright guys, I'm gonna there. Like, subscribe. I'll see you later. Sayonara.